Here is another inbox review by Genesis Models, and my name's Bobby Waldron, and what this inbox review is going to be is the Eurofighter Typhoon single-seater 1/48 scale, and the manufacturer is Revell. Okay, so just to get started and get straight in there, you know, we're going to get out our instruction manual. Okay, in the instruction manual, as usual, Revell gives you that nice bit of a write-up about the actual aircraft, which is a nice little read. Okay, let's put them aside a sec. And you've got your usual kind of introduction and everything. You've got their usual annoying their paint range where they go off and say mix this colour with this colour and this colour and this colour, and you'll end up with the right colour. Okay, ignore that, just go off, do the research and find out, you know, which out of all the manufacturer of paints actually do the exact colour in one single pot of paint. Okay, moving along now, going through the instructions. Okay, I have built this one quite a few times. The instructions are you know, they are readable. Okay, you can work it out quite nicely. It isn't one of these things where you kind of just go, what the hell are you trying to tell me? You know, you do get there. You know, it is sort of nicely self-explanatory. You know, it could be a bit better, but I mean, it does get you there. Okay, and there's a nice couple of options with this kit, with air brakes open, canopy open, landing gear up or down. You can't have flaps up or down, which is a bit of a shame and would have been nice, but you can scratch build them yourself. Okay, and I do believe that you can actually, if you buy two of these kits, you can scratch build it in to have like the 4 pylons on each wing as well, which I'm planning on doing in the future. And the great thing about this is a heap load of weapons, and it shows you a bit of a weapons loadout and everything. And then we come to markings. Now for the markings, you've got the F2 Royal Air Force UK 2005 to 2006, and you've got a choice between numbers 3, 17 and 29 squadron, which is nice. So that's like 3 sets of markings there. And then you've got the German version. Okay, and I just can't pronounce these German names, but you've got 3 options there as well. Okay, and then we've also got the Italian Air Force as well, which again, you know, I can't pronounce those words, so I'm not going to embarrass myself. You've also got a Spanish version as well. So in total, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You've got 8 sets of markings that you get with this kit, which is pretty amazing for a kit. Okay, so really cool with that. Which then brings us to the decals, and let's face it, the decals that you get with this kit is pretty amazing. You know, you get a nice big sheet, a heap load of decals, heap load of stencils. Okay, you can really whack the stencils on this kit and give yourself a really nice, good looking kit. Heap loads of markings. They're printed in Italy by it doesn't actually say if they're printed by cartographer or not, but I have used these decals and they feel just like cartographer. You know, you're not going to have a problem with these. Top notch, top quality, no problems with them decals. Okay, you then get a big bag. Okay, and I just need to get my blade, 1 second. Okay, so you get one big bag here. Okay, that then has all your little bits in. Okay, so we get that bag out of the way. Make sure you don't have any little pieces lying around. Okay, and we'll just get these bags out the way and make it more viewable for you. Okay, now as you've probably noticed, we've got one piece that has come off, which always seems to come off, which is always the nose, because the nose always sticks off, bends and comes off, which is a bit of a pain, because then all your tabs here need to be kind of like sanded and even filled and all this kind of stuff, which is a bit of a pain, but you know, it ain't bad, I suppose. And then looking at the actual sprues here now, I remember when I first bought this kit when it came out, and the flash wasn't that bad, okay? But as time's gone by and as I've brought more and more, okay, the flash seems to have been getting worse and worse and worse, which you can probably see here. You know, we've got quite a bit of flash going on around here, and it's just a bit of a general flash going on all over. I mean, we've got quite a bit going on here. Now the tub, okay, which we've got right here, actually looks quite good. I mean, it's not resin, but I mean, it's still good, and you can actually make a nice tub out of that, which I do like, okay. And the actual fuselage, I mean, it does look good, but I do know from this kit, okay, that the recessed panel lines, very strangely, okay, the left side is fine, but the right side, for some strange reason, okay, you do need to go around and give it a little bit of a rescribe, okay. You need to make those recessed panel lines that little bit deeper, okay, so that your washes or your oils or whatever you use to fill in your recessed panel lines to weather it up, you know, has something to actually go into, which is a bit of a pain. And I do believe it's also the right wing as well that has the same problem. Very strange, okay, but that's the way it is. But the left side's fine. But yeah, there's no kind of, well, on this one anyway, there's no sink marks or nasty ejector pin marks, okay. Moving along, okay. Okay, look, I mean, this is quite nasty, which is something you're going to have to sort out, okay. We've got this kind of weird flash going on here, okay, which that needs to be cut nicely and neatly for that to go onto the model, okay. So that's just one area. It's also a bit the same the other side, okay. And as I say, yes, oh, actually, no, it's the other way around. It seems to be with the wing, sorry, that it is with this, the left wing needs a little bit of a rescribe on the recessed panel lines, and also what would be the underside right wing on the underside also needs a bit. So basically this side of the actual sprue, you need to do a bit of rescribing to get those recesses, you know, back to good standards for all your weathering, okay. But looking at it, I mean, the detail is nice. I mean, you've got a heap load of real nice rivets going on, and all your recessed panel lines, really nice detail going on there, which once you put like an oil wash or a wash on there, you know, that's going to bring that out really nice and looking really nicely detailed. Okay, so I mean, that's all really cool. Let's get out this bag here. Okay, got another bag here, which is all our little bits and bobs, okay. Make sure you've got no pieces in the bag, okay. And in here, okay, we've got stuff like our instrument panels, okay. So let's bring you in. Pretty nicely detailed, actually. Now I can't remember, but no, it's the two-seater where you get like the decal display screens, which is really a cool, nice effect that you can do. But with the single-seater, you don't, which is a shame. The seats, okay, the seats, they're okay, okay. For out of the box, they're okay. You know, if you have the canopy down, they ain't really going to be a big problem, should I say. But yeah, you've got lots of nice little pieces. No major. Oh, actually, this one is okay. But oh, sorry. Let's bring you out. Where is it? Just at the top of the instrument display panel, okay. I've found with a couple of the kits, okay, that it seems to have holes just on the top, okay, and you have to fill them in and sand them back. But this one, okay, for some strange reason, isn't that bad, okay, which is quite good, because I've normally always had to fill in these holes. They're like really nasty sink marks, okay, and have to fill them in. Apart from that, it does all look quite good, okay. And then you get another little piece here, which is like your air brakes, and that's another pain. Okay, the air brakes, okay, are an absolute nightmare if you want to have them closed. Okay, because here on the fuselage section is where you need to stick this air brake on top of there, and it just does not fit nicely at all. Okay, and you really need to get in there with some serious filler, serious sanding to get that looking nice. Because I must admit, I mean, you know, not trying to knock people's work, but people who I've saw build this don't go all the way and get all that filling, sanding, scribing on that air brake area, and what you end up with is this big nasty gap around it. And when, although the model looks absolutely amazing and everything, they don't seem to sort that little problem out. The other little problem with this kit as well is around the air intake area, it goes together a bit kind of higgledy-piggledy, and you can end up with all sorts of gaps and stuff, so you've got to be careful around that air intake area as well. And then we come to the canopy section, okay, which I am really annoyed with Revell about their canopy, okay, which I'm going to talk about in a sec. Now, the canopy, looking at this, okay, is really nice and shiny, and it does look really good. Okay, we do have that seam line that goes right down the middle, okay, which you need to sand out. No big deal, okay, people moan about it, but it's kind of all part of the hobby, you know. So many canopies have this seam line, okay. It's just something, you know, you need to learn to kind of sand it out and polish it back up all really nice and everything, okay. But this is where I'm really annoyed with Revell, okay, because in their two-seater version, okay, this canopy section is 1, warped, 2, cracked, okay, and it's always, out of all the kits I've brought, it's always cracked in the same place, it's always warped in the same place, okay, and that is every single kit I've brought off them. And from what I've seen on the from the internet and research, you know, a lot of other people have had the same problem. So it's not something that is the odd one kit here, you know, it's just a little mistake, you know. It's something that is quite regular with the two-seater version, which in my opinion, if your canopy is cracked or warped, you know, that's it, you know, it's something you can't fix. And if you want to build a professional model, you know, that's it, you know, you can't build the model, in my opinion, okay. So what you'll have to do, go off to Revell, where I forgot what the email was, but if you do a bit of research, you'll find like where you can like get replacement parts from Revell. You give them an email and they will send you a replacement part in the post, free of charge, okay, which is all great, okay, which the replacement part you do get is actually not cracked, a little bit warped still, but it's still something that you can actually, you know, put together. However, it takes about 2 months to get to you, so just remember that if you want to buy the two-seater version. Okay, and coming to our last little bag here, which I'm not going to get out, because plain and simply what's in here is just plain and simply pylons and weapons, which we've got 2 massive sprues just full of pylons and weapons and fuel tanks, which is really awesome to actually get that amount of firepower with a kit, which is really good. Okay, so I do like that. Okay, so we come to the final conclusion of this kit. Well, first off, price. It is actually a really nice £20. I mean, you can pay more, you can pay a bit less, but if you search around, you can get this kit for £20, okay, which then comes to the final conclusion if it's recommended or not, and I would have to say this kit is recommended, okay, definitely recommended. I know I've harped on a bit about having to do a bit of rescribing, you know, and the flash and a 1 or 2 fit issues, but you know, we're talking, it's still got a heap load of nice detail, it's a decent jet, okay, it's a pretty big model, heap loads of weapons, heap loads of decal markings, really nice decals, you know, and for £20, okay, you cannot go wrong. Okay, you know, okay, you're gonna have to put that bit of work into it in the build stage, but for £20 you cannot grumble. Okay, you know, if you want a kit that goes together really nice like a Hasegawa, you're gonna have to pay £50 or more. Okay, so for £20, you know, this definitely puts it in there as a really nice recommended kit. And when you kind of think about it, you've got an aircraft here which is, you know, the Europeans like all new, all singing, dancing, you know, jet fighter. So, you know, it's not only that, it's an actual, you know, really good aircraft that you're building as well. So hopefully, you know, you've enjoyed this video, and hopefully it's kind of, you know, let you decide whether or not you want to buy this single seater, which I forgot to kind of mention. The twin seater is not recommended because of the canopy, but single seater, yes, definitely recommended. And I hope you've enjoyed this, and hopefully it's kind of made your mind up about the kit. So until next time, my name's Bobby Waldron, this is Genesis Models, and I hope you've enjoyed.